Esiva, this is LaserBolt, and welcome to today's video, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the perks and what are the best perks in Warzone. Now, I made a video back in Season 1 and Season 2 updating the perk system, but after that, for a while, the perk system has been stagnant. Now, with the brand new release of a couple brand new perks, a couple buffs, a couple nerfs, I think it's time for us to actually update the perk selection system, and we actually have some different selections this time around. For those of you who might be new to Warzone, never played Warzone, the perk system is extremely important. It's going to make your gameplay even much better once you know exactly what to pick. So if all of this sounds like something you're definitely interested, a like would be greatly appreciated, and let's talk about the perks. So there are a couple perks that after playing Warzone for such a quick, long time, I could tell you that are pretty much some that I could either save your life or some that can make your gameplay just a little bit more fluid and keep you off either the radar or keep you off other sort of perks that are also part of the game that have gone above. So let's break them down. And after we break all of them down, I'm going to name the ones that I suggest, and then I'm going to tell you guys exactly the ones I personally run when I'm playing Warzone. So we have a really good one, which is called Double Time. Basically, Double Time doubles the duration of your tactical sprint. It increases crouch movement speed to 30%. This one I find very effective if you guys like to particularly run and gun, or if you guys like to snipe. This is a very effective one, but you are going to be losing, kind of being a little bit hidden or not being picked up from the map because you only could pick one of these. The next one, guys, is the EOD one. This one basically takes reduced damage from non-killstreak explosions and fire. This is extremely important because it does help out quite a lot, especially when you're fighting multiple teams. Usually in solos, this is not like a must-have, but when you're playing, like threes or fours, a lot of people tend to shoot rockets or throw grenades and stuff like that. This does help you out quite a lot, and it keeps you a little bit more alive and gives you a little bit more survivability. The last one I want to mention here, guys, is Cold-Blooded. Now, Cold-Blooded was something that when I first started playing the game, I used to run this a lot. Basically, what this does is makes you undetectable by our targets, and thermal optics does not trigger high alert warnings, and negative combat scout. So this is really important because Cold-Blooded, in the beginning, when the game came out, it was only undetectable by AR targets, systems, and thermal optics. Now we get the addition of does not trigger high alert warnings and negate combat scout. This is extremely important because there is a perk in the perk 2 system that actually triggers this, that makes this trigger, and Cold-Blooded might be kind of moving up there in the thing, or like, you might want to run it because you don't want that thing to be pinging for everybody that's running it. So those are the three ones that I would recommend for the perk 1 system. Now for the perk 2 system, we have a couple ones here that are really, really important. We have Overkill, which is the one that allows you to carry 2 primary weapons. Theoretically, if you are very experienced in Warzone, you could easily get to loadouts where Overkill would not be a high priority. But Overkill is a very effective one, and a lot of people tend to run this one. The next one we have, guys, is High Alert. This is your vision pulse. Your vision pulses when enemies outside of your view see you. Footsteps from players using dead silence are audible. So this one, guys, might be a perk that you might want to consider due to the fact that before it was really bad. Now it's actually pretty good because once someone aims at you, at 100 meters in, you are going to be getting a little flash of light on your left-hand side screen, right-hand side of the screen. Wherever that person's aiming at you or looking at you, you will be getting alerted. So it's really important because that lets you stay on your tippy toes. So you're like, okay, someone's looking at me, and you know exactly where to turn and where to look to see if someone's hard scoping or aiming at you. In addition to that, it's going to allow you to hear the footsteps even though people are running dead silence. So this makes it really important. And like I said, this one goes in go in hand with the perk 1 because the only way you're able to counter that is with Cold-Blooded, okay? The only way you're able to counter that perk is if you run Cold-Blooded in the perk 1 system, and that allows you to be able to avoid getting picked up or pinged up on the from that perk High Alert perk. The last one I want to recommend, which is Ghost. Ghost is pretty much everybody. A lot of people run Ghost. Now, when you became a little bit more experienced, then Ghost, you could probably get away without getting Ghost because you actually want people to see you pinned on the map, right? So you want the enemy to come to you, go take off Ghost, and that will happen. This just makes you undetected by UAVs, radar drones, and heartbeat sensors. So really, really important. Now onto the perk 3 system. So for the perk 3 system, we actually have a couple ones here that are really important. So we have Tracker. Now, Tracker's actually pretty good, and I used to run a lot of Tracker back in season 4. I used to play a lot of Tracker because this would help you locate the enemies and see where they're at. Now, and this one is good, but I believe this one right here, guys, the Combat Scout, that one kind of takes its place. The Combat Scout is amazing. Basically, what it does is it's damaging an enemy briefly, highlights them for you, and marks them for the entire squad. Now, this one is kind of like having wall hacks. Basically, when they get pinged, you'll be able to see where they're at. So it's really, really important. The cool thing about this one is that this works not only in solos, but it also works in teams because your enemy will also be able to see when that enemy strike. I think if you're not running this one, out of all the ones that we have here to pick from, which is Spotter, Battle Hardened, which is pretty good, and Tune Up, which is going to allow you to revive people faster and reduces the charge of the field upgrades. Those are the 3 ones I would pick: the Tune Up, Combat, and Tracker. But out of those, I think right now, Combat Scout is definitely one you want to run with here. It's going to make your life a lot easier, not only for you, but also for your teammates. Now, let's talk about what I personally run. So I personally, guys, I've been running EOD a lot. Very helpful, but I think I'm going to be changing that, guys, to maybe running Double Time or Cold-Blooded. I think right now, the way the meta is, especially with the weapons people are using, I think we might be doing Double Time just because it lets you get in there a lot faster and gets to make you get out of the area a lot quicker. And since I like to push people, Double Time's the one I would go with. If you feel like you want to play a little bit slow, you're newer to the game, I would definitely recommend run Cold-Blooded for you guys. So I'll pick between Cold-Blooded or Double Time. For the perk, you have Overkill. This is going to be very important and optional for you guys because I want to make sure you guys keep in mind that this is really effective only if you feel like you're not going to be getting that second loadout and it's going to take you almost towards the end game to get it. If you feel you could get the loadout really fast all the way up to like early game, then you don't really have to run Overkill. You could probably run Overkill, get both of your guns, and then call in another one where you're running Ghost, or you're running High Alert, or you're running Tempered. Now, Tempered is really good, and I didn't mention it because I feel like it's good, but only for a certain amount of players. So if you are an aggressive player and you want to be in the heat of the battle, Tempered is actually a really good perk. I would probably take this over Overkill. I would probably get my first, my first perk to come with Overkill, pick up both guns, and then get my second crate with Tempered, and that would be the ideal loadout right there. But right now, Tempered, Overkill, High Alert, and Ghost are the kind of like the main bread and butter. But overall, in general, guys, if you are new to the game, I would tell you run Ghost. If you are a little bit more experienced, I would probably go with High Alert and Tempered. Those are the ones I would suggest. And of course, for perk number 3, Combat Scout, to me personally right now is the best one out of all these ones right here. I would highly go with Combat Scout. I think being able to see enemies, and not only that, but your teammates being able to see enemies, it's a given, guys. And there you guys have it. Those are the best perks found right now in Warzone. Let me know what combination you guys run and why in the comment section down below. I do hope you guys are enjoying our Warzone coverage. If you are, do me a huge favor, guys, drop a comment, drop a like. But most importantly, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you guys won't miss when our videos go live. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.